actually, so my field is not so familiar with you guys here. And I think in our studies, in our field, you may think that like child studies, adolescent studies, and early childhood educations, we want our children please not use games that much and go out to play with nature. So that was our former studies, which was about negative effects of game playing to adolescents and children. These days, there comes a new way of thinking, changing way of thinking. So young researchers are start to move on to how to make games better for our children and adolescents. And we're trying to get involved in game making process and try to make our voice to make good games, better games. So that's why I am here with you, game developers. Also, as I'm a heavy game user, so that's why I'm very interested in the game too. So I've made studies about these positive effects of game using on children. For example, like their friendship, games can make positive effect for their friendships and self-efficacy and life satisfaction. And also, I've partly participated in making G-Learning program, which is a program of a serious program for child education. So it's the study. It is also related with my exploration of game-making process. So by this study, I tried to find out key factors that can help children to learn in using games, which is very important for developing serious games. So especially, I will focus on story comprehension here, so which means how well children can understand the contents the game wants to tell. And one more factor is attention. So how much they can pay attention to the game or contents that the game is telling, game tells. So let's talk about the details of games. For the experiments, this was about former studies, which are just talking about negative effects of games. And now these days we are more focused on making it better by ourselves and getting involved. And this cute children is actually my student, and his mother sent this picture to me, and you can see he's reading a book with tablet PC. These days, many parents allow their children to use smartphones or tablet PCs, and you can easily find 3 or 4 4-year-olds using educational applications by smartphone or tablet PCs. So for parents with young children, one of these reading apps are one of the hottest items they can use for their children. And actually it is very ironic because many parents feel less guilty when they give their children smartphones rather than they give to PlayStations. Actually, we know these two tools can work almost the same functions, like game functions, but they feel rather safer when they give their children smartphones or tablet PCs, and they think their children are studying or studying and educated by something. So anyway. So even though there are so many reading apps these days, limited researches has been carried out on the effect of these apps. So especially about the effect of audio-visual feedbacks in these reading apps. So audio-visual feedbacks, I mean in this visual feedbacks like light twinkling, color changes, character jumping or twisting and moving things. And also with audio feedbacks like sound like bump or pump and simple melodies to let them to working as a signal of page changing. So these audio visual feedbacks, when they use these things, what happens to children's attention and story comprehension? That was my question to find out by this study. So that was my proposal to study to investigate differences in children's attention and story comprehension related to the types of audiovisual feedbacks in reading applications. As you can see, story comprehension means how much they can understand what they are reading, and attention means how much they can pay attention with what they are reading. The participants of this study was 122 4-year-olds from 5 child care centers, and they were divided into 3 groups because I have 3 types of these applications. So you can see male and female groups are divided. And as I said, 3 types. 3 types are different. 3 types has different audiovisual type, feedback types. The first one is with no audiovisual feedbacks, so no feedback group, and it's just text and picture and with no feedbacks. And the second one and the third one has audio-visual feedback, and the difference is this one non-related. This one is the feedback is not related with the story contents, and the second and third one is the feedback is related to the story contents. So, like as you can see, the first one is just walking and moving, so it is not related with the stories, but if you can see here, it is about, is the name that, this is the situation that these animal friends get letters from friends, so you can see envelope is opening and the text is coming out, and children can see what is in the text letter, so that's related with the story. And in order to obtain their, in order to access their attention level, we use 2-channel EEG band. EEG is, electroencephalogram. That was used to determine their SMR from prefrontal cortex. SMR is sensory motor skills, which is regularly used to present attention levels. So participants' SMR was measured while they used reading applications. To measure children's and then to measure children's understanding of the story, the researcher asked them some questions about the story after they finished reading these pictures and questions, because they can read the characters. Yes. So here's the result. First, the type of audiovisual feedback made significant difference in children's attention. There was significant difference in SMR for types of audiovisual feedback in reading applications. So participants' SMR activation level in right and left hemisphere, which means were significantly higher in the no feedback group, and then no feedback group, then non-related feedback or related feedback group. And also, second, and SMR activation ratio of left and right hemisphere was significantly higher in the related feedback group than non-related feedback group. So that means participants' attention level was altered by the existence of audiovisual feedback. So if there is a feedback or there is no feedback, that makes the difference of children's attention level. And then the linguistic cognitive process level that is represented by SMR activation ratio was altered by the relationship of audiovisual feedback with the story contents. So if the feedback is related with the story, the linguistic cognitive process level was higher. This is the statistical figures. And the second result is that the types of audiovisual feedback also make a difference in children's story comprehension. So participants' story comprehension is significantly higher in the related feedback group than non-related feedback group. There was no significant difference in no feedback group. So that means if you give them related feedback with the story, they can understand the story better. Here's the statistical figures. The last. This present study reveals that children's attention and story comprehension are altered by the types of audiovisual feedback in reading applications. So, making educational apps or serious games, you can think that it is better to use content-related audiovisual feedbacks to make their apps more understandable and effective. And studies about literature pertaining to children's usage of reading applications are limited. I hope this study can serve as a resource for future studies. And as I have mentioned before, it is very ironic that many parents feel safer when they give their children smartphones or televisions. So I think this is our new chance to get rid of those negative image of games for parents, and we can make parents to keep their children these educational apps more easier. So I hope many relative studies like these from other researchers can give a theoretical base to help to make good games which can satisfy parents and us all. Thank you. We are not run out of time, but is there any question? Thank you. So this was the end of the session, and I thank you for all of you for good listening and participation, and hope to